Let us see about quadrilaterals, and the name of our topic is understanding quadrilaterals. The flat surface of a table, a paper, a surface of blackboards, these are the examples of plane surfaces. Here we have to see the curves, that is simple curves. The definition of simple curves is that the curves that do not intersect themselves are called simple curves. Means these are the curves. These are the curves, and these two curves are also called as open curve. Here the curve is not closed, means they are open. A curve that doesn't enclose an area is an open curve. Means if we draw these curves, then they are closed. Means the curve has enclosed some area, and therefore this is not an open curve. These are the open curves. Now we will see the another type of curve, that is closed curve. Here a curve which has no endpoints encloses an area is called a closed curve. Here the two line segments of these curves, they intersect each other, while in this curve there is no open space. Here also they are intersecting, these two line segments are intersecting in a point, and therefore no open, these two curves are not open, so this is called a closed curve. Now we will see what is meant by polygon. Last year we have learned about polygon. A polygon is a closed figure. This is a closed figure formed by line segments such that no two line segments intersect each other except at their endpoints. Here, if we consider a triangle, the three line segments are there and they are intersecting at their endpoints. These are the endpoints, and therefore the polygon is a closed figure. Mind with that, it is a closed figure. Then and then only it is called as a polygon. Otherwise, these two figures, these are not the polygon, though they are formed by the line segments. It is not a closed figure. It is also not a closed figure, and therefore these two figures are not of polygon. Here, triangle, quadrilateral, hexagon, pentagon, octagon, etc. These are the some good examples of polygon. Now we will see what is meant by diagonal of the given polynomial. Here a line segment joining the two non-consecutive vertices is called the diagonal. The line segment joining the two non-consecutive vertices is called a diagonal. Means here in the example A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. Here A and D, these are the consecutive vertices. Similarly B and C, or C and D, or B and A, these are the consecutive vertices. But A and C they are non-consecutive vertices, and therefore line segment AC is a diagonal. Similarly, B and D, these are also non-consecutive vertices, and therefore the line segment joining these two vertices B and D is called as the diagonal. Here ABCD is a ABCDEF is a hexagon, and here A and C, similarly A and D, A and E, these are the non-consecutive vertices, and therefore the line segment joining AC, AD, AE, similarly line segment joining BD, DE and DF, these are the diagonals of the hexagon, because hexagon is a polynomial. The next point is concave polygon. What is meant by concave polygon? In a concave polygon, all the diagonals are not in the interior of the polygon. We know that here, if we draw a polygon, then the shaded part is called as interior of the polygon. Here, shaded part is known as interior of the polygon. But if we join here this vertex as well as this vertex, these are the consecutive vertex, but the vertex A, then B, C, D. Here A and C are non-consecutive vertices. Similarly, B and D are the non-consecutive vertices. But if we join B and D, then BD is called as a diagonal, and this diagonal is in the entire area of the polygon. But if we join AC, that is the AC is also a diagonal, but it is not in the entire of the polygon, it is outside the polygon, and therefore such a type of polygon is known as concave polygon. The next point is convex polygon. In a convex polygon, each and every diagonal lies entirely in the interior of the polygon. Means, if we consider a quadrilateral or a rectangle ABCD, here A, C and B, D are the two diagonals and they are completely lies entirely in the interior of the polygon. Here A, B, C, D is a kite, and AC and BD, these are the two diagonals. They are also lying in the entire part of the polygon. Here PQRST is a pentagon, and here PS, PR, then TQ, TR, then PS and QS. These all the diagonals are lying entire in the interior of the polygon, and therefore such a polygons are known as convex polygon. Means if we consider rectangle, square, kite, hexagon, pentagon, nanogon, octagon, heptagon, etc. All these polygons are known as convex polygon. The next point is that what is meant by regular polygons? A polygon is said to be regular or regular polygon if all its sides as well as all the interior angles are equal. Means if the given polygon is equilateral as well as equiangular, then it is called as regular polygon. Equilateral means all the sides must be equal, then and then it is called as equilateral, lateral means sides, and equiangular, all the angles also must be equal. Here, equilateral triangle is a regular polygon. We know that in equilateral triangle all the sides are equal as well as all the angles are of 60 degree, and therefore the equilateral triangle is a regular polygon. Here I have drawn this figure, the figure of equilateral triangle. Here hexagon is shown, drawn here. All the sides of this hexagon are equal. Similarly, all the angles are also equal. Same marks are drawn here on the figure, and therefore this is a regular hexagon. Similarly, if we consider a square, all the angles are of 90 degrees. Similarly, all the sides are equal, and therefore the square, equilateral triangle, regular hexagon, these are the examples of regular polygon. But mind well that rectangle is not a regular polygon, because rectangle is equilateral, is equiangular, means all its sides, all its angles are of 90 degree, but it is not equilateral, means all the sides are not equal, means the opposite sides are only equal, means it has length as well as breadth, and therefore the rectangle is not a regular polygon. It is called irregular polygon. Means if the polygon is not equiangular as well as it is not equilateral, then it is called as irregular polygon. Here we have to see angle sum property. Last year we have seen the angle sum property of a triangle. Means all the angles of any triangle are of 180 degree. Means sum of all the angles of any triangle is 180 degree, and therefore it is called as angle sum property of a triangle. Now we will see the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. Angle sum property of a quadrilateral. The property states that the sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Consider here a quadrilateral A, B, C, D. It is a quadrilateral, and draw a diagonal AC. You can draw any diagonal, but we have to draw only one diagonal. Here I have drawn AC, and due to this diagonal, the quadrilateral is divided into two triangles. It is divided into two triangles. Here A, B, C. The first triangle, while the another triangle is A, B, C. So these are the two triangles having the inner triangle ABC. Angle A is 1, angle B is 2, angle C is 3. Then in an angle triangle ABC, angle C is 4, angle D is 5, and angle A is 6. Here we know that angle A of a quadrilateral is the summation of 1 plus 6. 1 plus 6. Similarly, the angle measure of angle C is the summation of angle 3 and 4. Means here, if we consider triangle ABC and apply the angle sum property of a triangle, then we will get angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree. Means angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree. Let this is equation 1 and give the result here, angle sum property of a triangle. Similarly, if we consider another triangle ABC, then angle 4 plus 5 plus 6, angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6, that is equal to also 180 degree, and that is equation 2. Now if we add equation 1 and 2, then we will get angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 plus 180. Here 180 plus 180 means 360 degree. Here if we consider angle 1 and angle 6, angle 1 and angle 6, then it is known as angle A, means angle A. Similarly, if we consider means angle 2 is B. Here angle 3 and 4, angle 3 and angle 4. The summation of these two angles is angle C, and angle 5 is D, and therefore A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 360 degree, and this is known as the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. That is, the sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. The angle sum property of a pentagon is that the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon is 540 degree. Similarly, the angle sum property of hexagon states that the sum of the interior angles of a hexagon is a 720 degree. Now, in general, if a polygon has n sides, means n is equal to, here n should be 3 or greater than 3, because we know that the polygon starts from 3 sides. That is, if 3 sides are there, then it is triangle. 4 sides are there, then it is quadrilateral. 5 sides are there, then it is pentagon. 6 sides are there, then it is called as hexagon. So there is no polygon having 2 sides. So n should be 3 or greater than 3. So this is the condition of the sides. Then the sum of the interior angles of an n-sided polygon is equal to 2n minus 4 into 90 degree. With this formula, we can find what is the sum of the interior angles of the given polynomial. For example, we will consider a polygon pentagon. In a pentagon, sides are 5, so n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. And now if we put n is equal to 5, n is equal to 5, then we get 2 into 5 minus 4 into 90, and that is equal to, here 5 are 10, and 10 minus 4, that is equal to 6 into 90, and therefore it will be 540. So we know that the sum of the angles of pentagon is 540 degree. Similarly, if we consider a hexagon, means n is equal to 6 is there, so it will be 2 into 6, 2 6 are 12, 12 minus 4, it will be 8, so 8 into 90, it will be 720 degree, so 720 degree. So this is very useful formula to find the sum of the polygon having n sides. Means you can find the sum of the angles of any polygon applying this formula. But we can measure each interior angle of a regular polygon. Means now to find each angle or measure of each angle of the given polynomial, we can apply the formula, that is measure of each interior angle of a regular n-sided polygon, that is equal to 2n minus 4 upon n into 90. Now let us consider here n is equal to 5. n is equal to 4. Okay, n is equal to 4 means it is a quadrilateral, and we know that the square is a only regular polygon. Here n is equal to 4, and if we substitute the value of n in this formula, means 2 into 4 minus 4 divided by here 4 into 90. Here 4 to the 8 minus 4 it will be 4 divided by 4 into 90, means 4 will get cancelled, and each angle, measure of each angle is 90 degree, and we know that the measure of each angle of a square is 90 degree. Now if we consider another value of n, that is n is equal to 6, for example, means hexagon is there, then 2 into 6 minus 4 divided by 6 into 90, it will be 6 to the 12 minus 4 it will be 8, means 8 upon 6 into 90. Here 6 1 the 6, here 15 6 are 90, and 15 8 are 120 degree, and therefore the interior angle, each interior angle of a regular hexagon is 120 degree. Now we will see how to find the exterior angles of a regular polygon, or the sum of the exterior angles of a regular polygon. For any regular polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is 360 degree. So this is the for any regular polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is 360 degree. For example, we know that each interior angle of n-sided polygon is equal to 2n minus 4 upon n into 90 degree. Just now we have seen that the each interior angle is equal to 2n minus 4 upon n into 90 degree. For example, we will consider a regular pentagon. Pentagon means 5 sides are there, so n is equal to 5, and we have to apply first of all this formula, that is 2n minus 4 upon n into 90, and with this formula we will find the each interior angle of a pentagon. Means each interior angle of a regular pentagon is equal to 2 into n is 5 minus 4 divided by n is equal to 5 into 90 degree. So 2 5s are 10 minus 4 divided by 5 into 90. Here 90 can be reduced by 5, or 90 can be divided by 5 on the 5, and 18 5s are 90. Now 10 minus 4 it will be 6 into 18 it will be 18 6 are 108 degree. So each angle of the regular pentagon is 108 degree. Now we have to find the means each interior angle, and now we have to find the exterior angle. Exterior angle, we know that the interior angle and the exterior angle, they are linear near each other, and therefore we have to subtract 108 from 180 degree, and therefore each interior angle of regular pentagon is equal to 180 minus 108, and that is equal to 72 degree. So each interior angle, exterior angle of a pentagon is equal to 72 degree. So how many exterior angles are there? So sum of the exterior angles of the regular pentagon. So 5 exterior angles are there. So we have to multiply 72 by 5, and 72 into 5 it will be 360 degree. So in general we can say that for any regular polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is 360 degree.